Hello, folks. Welcome. So today I'm joined by Mehdi, the visionary founder of APIdays, and we're going to be sharing some incredible news. AsyncAPI Conference on Tour is heading to APIdays Paris this December, and we are very much excited that finally we will be part of APIdays. So I would like to ask Mehdi, what inspired this collaboration and what can attendees look forward?
So yeah, thank you very much, Tulitile. API is just a quick wrap up. So API has been promoting the API mindset since 2012. 11 years in 14 different countries, doing conferences on APIs and spreading the API mindset on the technical side and the business side. What happens is like the last 3-4 years, pushed by the AsyncAPI standard and AsyncAPI initiative, really we've seen a lot and more event-driven architecture topic coming up. A lot of people wanting to talk about AsyncAPI, and it's true that we were putting them into architecture tracks or API standard tracks, whatever. But we really wanted at some point to gather the whole AsyncAPI community and everybody who is working on asynchronous APIs and event-driven architecture in one place where they can know and feel that that will be the topic they will discuss for one full day. And when I've seen that you were doing AsyncAPI on tour in different cities, I say, okay, APIdays Paris will attract 3,000 API practitioners. We need to have one there. So this is why we talked together and we decided to make it happen.
Awesome. I'm so much excited because definitely I hope my visa gets approved because I'll be there. But enough about that. I would like to hear from you. I mean, collaboration often brings fresh perspectives and new ideas. So how do you envision this collaboration to enhance the value and the impact of the API industry?
Let's say we've seen with standards are here to set the floor to a certain level so we can finally innovate on top, right? And so the Swagger then OpenAPI specification did that 10 years ago, on REST and classic polling APIs. AsyncAPI is actually enabling the boom of event-driven architecture because it set the standards up and it set the practice so we can innovate above that. So the thing is that with every APIdays conferences, we would love, when possible, to have a full AsyncAPI track, AsyncAPI on tour conferences hosted by us with your help, gathering the AsyncAPI community. And we can do that in New York, in Helsinki, in Melbourne, in Paris, in San Francisco, in all the city where we organize APIdays event. We will love to organize AsyncAPI on tour conferences.
Awesome. I know we're still in the announcement phase, but I would like to know that for both AsyncAPI and APIdays, there's always known industry experts that have engaging sessions. So for someone who wants to come, what kind of sections can they expect? Or for someone who would like to apply, what kind of sessions we anticipate for the event?
So first, at APIdays, we and I'm sure it's the same with AsyncAPI on tour, we try to have the talk people really want to talk about. We don't try to modify their topics. We really say, okay, if you had the dream talk you wanted to share with the community, what it would be. So first, we will not edit or monitor that. But let's say attendees can expect, with our knowledge of conferences, they can expect talks about the state of the spec, like, people from the AsyncAPI community talking about like what's new, what's the new in the standard, what's the new merge pull requests that have been accepted there. Then they can expect real implementations of AsyncAPI standards with event-driven architecture. Some companies, banks, payment companies, logistics companies, explaining how they did implement the spec in their event-driven architecture and how it helped them. And then we can also expect tooling builders, like people who are building tools on top of AsyncAPI, to talk about like how they work with the standard, how it enabled them to build the tools that they're doing, open source or sometimes closed source, but at least how they can make the tooling happen, right? So really the spec builders, the tooling builders, and the end users of the spec.
Awesome. So where can one apply to become a speaker, or where can they find additional details such as tickets, the dates, the venue?
First, it's important to say APIdays and AsyncAPI on tour have, I think, the same mindset. You can be a first-time speaker. You can be a diversity. We welcome everyone to apply, and we try to we enforce ourselves to really look at the content and the stories and what will be shared and nothing else. So that's extremely important to consider. So whatever, if you feel legitimate about talking about something, you are legitimate. Just apply. All right, don't ask yourself any questions. The second thing is, yes, there are two ways to apply, either on the AsyncAPI on tour website for Paris. So there will be a button like apply to speak that actually redirects to the same button that's on the APIdays website, which is apply to speak. And you will see there is a specific section, AsyncAPI on tour Paris. And if you apply to that track, then Tulsi will receive your application, and with the community on their side, they will be able to build a program, I hope, with your talk.
Yes, awesome. All right, so I know December, we still have a few months until December. Are there any APIdays events that are coming up?
Yes, there is in 2 weeks an event in Melbourne, so APIdays Australia in Melbourne. So you can still attend and register for that event. And after Australia, Paris is the main event of the year, the 11th edition of APIdays Paris, gathering 3,000 people, 10 tracks every day. It will be, we will talk about every topic, and of course, AsyncAPI.
Right, finally, so can you share any tips or suggestions for attendees to make the most out of this collaborative event?
So the AsyncAPI on tour Paris will be December 8th, and the event starts the 6th. So the 6th is really the workshop day, the day where we will have the hands-on sessions. The 7th is the opening day, where we talk about general topics about API management. And the 8th is really the specific topics, for people who really want to focus on one topic. And AsyncAPI will be there. So I advise everyone to attend the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th to get all the knowledge on the 6th and 7th, and specialize on the 8th on AsyncAPI on tour conferences.
Awesome. There you have it, folks. So AsyncAPI Conference on Tour will be part of APIdays Paris, which is the main event in December. So I guess we will see you on the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th of December. Mary, thank you so much. And I'm really super excited for this collaboration, and I cannot wait to make the most out of it.
Yeah, thank you very much. And again, what we can say is that for people applying to the AsyncAPI on tour the 8th of December, just for that, we will make sure they can come to the event as for free at the event. So if they to maximize the ability for AsyncAPI community people to attend to the AsyncAPI on tour Paris.
Awesome. So if you want to be part of the conference, like Media said, we will get full access to all the 3 days of the conference, of which is exciting, by the way. So get ready, folks. If you need to prepare your CFP or your submissions, get ready. And I'll be happy to receive your submissions. Then we'll see you in December in Paris. Thank you so much, Mehdi. See y'all in Paris.